WTPRN.com, We the People Radio Network, WTPRN.com. It runs every Saturday from 12 to 2 Central Time, and it's archived within a few hours after each show. So, you know, if people aren't, if they're busy doing other things on a Saturday, they can listen to it any time of the day or night.
Excellent. Is it downloadable as maybe an MP3 or whatever for these people?
Absolutely, yes.
Fantastic, because I know, a lot of my listeners out there, they probably, like I say, if they're busy at that time, they can always download it and listen to it. What an outstanding thing. I want to thank your son, Ryan, too, who was the man and took good care of us and gave us time and space.
Okay, yeah, right.
For coming to Washington.
I love my family, and that's a big part of my motivation. I've caused my family some heartache because of the stand, but yeah, haven't we all? So I'm just I love my family. I'm happy that they're with me, and they motivate me a great deal.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good man. Appreciate your time. Yeah. There you go.
That when in the course of human events, an oppression so revolts its subjects that it becomes necessary to alter or abolish the means of that tyranny. Is it that time when our Bill of Rights is defiled every day? When our adventures abroad threaten our security at home? When the Federal Reserve keeps our free nation enslaved by debt? When the people of the world tremble under the thumb of corporate imperialism? And now, our nation is drifting dangerously from freedom to fascism. So I have to ask, is it time? The time is now. The threat is clear. The bands of tyranny are tightening around America, and it is our duty to resist. As empowered patriots, let us take stock of our commitment to the ideals upon which this country was founded. America without her freedoms is like a body without a soul. The challenge before the freedom movement is no less than to bring about a revolution of values, inspire a renaissance of American politics, and breathe new life into the tortured body of our nation. We will meet that challenge with courage and love, and as always, we the people will prevail. During the siege of Fallujah, a young Lance Corporal was shot through the side of his flak jacket in a firefight to the west of the city. The bullet hit an artery near his spine. My team was called to help get him to the field hospital at Camp Tecum. He was in a stretcher in the Humvee in front of me, and I watched as the corpsman treated the external wounds in a frightened, hurried panic as the dust from the hot road swirled around us. When we got there, I carried him in as he moaned and writhed in pain, barely conscious. He flailed his arm off the stretcher, and I put it back by his side, and I told him, "Don't worry, you made it. You're gonna be okay." But he died only minutes later from the internal bleeding. I have to live with that memory every day, but I have learned from it. I will not tell you that the Band-Aids applied by Democrats and Republicans will heal us. I will not pretend that everything is just going to be okay while we are bled dry by tyrants. And if it takes the last full measure of devotion, I will not allow the same fate to befall this country. Yeah! This young movement is getting past the external wounds to the greater evils plaguing this nation. We know that the greatest threat to American security is the current corruption of our government. No politician has ever ended a war. Civil rights were won in this country not by any legislator, but by a movement. I have great hope for America, but it comes not from any election. No, my hope comes from you.
Here we are in Washington, D.C., the future place of our future president, Mr. Chuck Baldwin, you know?
Thank you very much.
The crowd loves you.
Great to be here.
Anyway, I want to, to start off with, for our viewers and stuff, and for the audience, anybody who may see this, why are you here? Why is it important that you're here, and what can they do to help you?
Well, I supported Ron Paul whenever he was running in the primary, and so I'm very much in favor of the message that he presents. And I'm here to lend my voice to that message. I mean, we're going to keep that message of freedom and independence and liberty. We want to keep it going in 2008. And if people like you and me don't do it, I'm afraid that the two major parties as a whole are not going to continue that message. So I'm just here as a Constitution Party presidential candidate to let people know that they do have an alternative. If they're not happy with John McCain and Barack Obama, they want somebody that's going to present the message of truth and liberty. Chuck Baldwin in 2008 is the guy to do it.
That's the way to go. And the other thing that these people should know is not only that, but we're here to, support the Republic, okay? To restore the Republic and to make sure that the people out there, you listeners, understand that the Bill of Rights is important, okay? The Constitution was written to what? To control the people back here, not to control you. Okay, once again, the Constitution, why was it written? If we bother to read it?
Yep, exactly right. The prohibitions of the Constitution were on the government, not the people. Congress shall make no law respecting and establishment of religion, et cetera, et cetera. It's a document of liberty for the people of this country. Unfortunately, I think what we have among the two parties mostly is a mindset that it's a nation of the government, by the government, for the government, instead of the people, by the people, for the people. It's very important. I really personally believe that we are hanging by a thread. That is our freedoms, our liberties, hanging by a thread. And if we do not stand up now for the freedoms and the liberties that our Constitution protects, we will not have them very much longer.
So this is more about this is more than just about waving the flag. This is more about just, the left and right paradigm of, Republican and Democrat. I try to introduce myself to people, and when I ask them, I say, well, if you tell me you're choosing the lesser of two evils, I'll ask my viewers, I'll say, viewers, was it your mother or was it their father who told them that choosing evil was a good thing?
Yeah, it's not. And really, it's not about Democrat or Republican or liberal or conservative. It's really not. We're beyond that. The real battle today is either you're an American or you're a globalist.
Exactly. Yes, it's about being an American. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm the candidate, and Ron Paul was the candidate that really believed in America first. We're not world citizens. We're citizens of the United States in our respective states, and we need to understand that we are here fighting for the liberty and the independence of our country. Our politicians in Washington, for the most part, are treating us as if we're some kind of an international entity. And we just celebrated Independence Day, where we broke free from England and Europe. And now then, with the North American Union on the horizon and the NAFTA superhighway and all these things coming down the pike, we're on the verge of trading our country back into the very entity that we separated from 200 years ago.
That is so crystal clear. You folks should really consider this. You should do some research on yourself. You're right. When you find out the money and the power behind these moves now, it's the same money and power. It's the same royal families. It's the same globalist bankers who are trying to sell out your children's freedom and your children's future. Okay? Yes, when I say we the people that came here today, at least some awake Americans who turn around and try to, awaken the populace. You viewers out there, whether it's on the web or whether it's in the wonderful community of Sharon, it's time for us to wake up and actually find great, what I want to call statesmen, not politicians, who understand that it's a government by the people, for the people. Not like down the street we've got the Federal Reserve that was created by the bankers, for the bankers. Tell us how we can help you at least defend and support the Constitution and the Constitution Party.
Thank you very much. Go to my website, baldwin08.com, and you read what we're all about. If you want to help us, there's a place there you can help, either through contributions or for voluntary support. our campaign is growing exponentially. We believe there's a lot of people throughout the country that are totally fed up with the two major parties and the candidates they put up this year. They know something's wrong. They know that if we don't get back to constitutional government, that it's going to be over for their kids and their grandkids. And so we're just trying to send that message. And anybody that believes in liberty and freedom and independence and constitutional government, we need your help. So anything they can do, Baldwin08.com. There's a toll-free number they can call, 888-USA-1911. Baldwin08.com.
And the phone number?
888-USA-1911.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Charles, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate the time and the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Glad to do it.
Good to see you.